Be darned. That's exactly what I need. I haven't seen or used one of these in years. They used to be made out of wood. I'll show you what that's all about. This, friends, is called a miter box. Maybe you're just getting started around the house, sort of fixing things, and you need to cut things on angles, and you don't have this is what's called a compound miter saw. And maybe you don't have any power tools at all. Then a miter box and a miter saw. And you can tell a miter saw, it'll have pretty fine teeth on it, and it'll always have this crimped metal edge across the top. But and keep in mind now, back in the old days, before power tools, people had to do things by hand. And just a little backstory, when I was a boy, my grandfather used to own a lumber yard, and he always had scraps of wood around the house, and when we'd go to visit in the summer, he noticed that I was taking an interest in sort of building things and so on. I was trying to cut things sometimes on angles, and he got me my first miter box and a miter saw. This isn't it, but I wish it was. These used to be made out of wood, but boy, I thought I was something, being able to cut on angles. Let me just show you how this works. This is actually kind of nice because they've got holes where you can screw this down to your work area that you're working at. But in any event, what you need to know here is that 3 of the most common angles that are used in cutting is a 90 degree, which is just a cross cut. The next one is half of 90, which is a 45. And we can also do a 45 in the opposite direction. And then half again of that is a 22.5 degree angle right there. And we can also do 22.5 in that direction. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the actual cutting of wood, but here's an example. This is a 45 that I pre-cut in a piece of 1x2. And you can see just how that operates. You hold your wood in place and get a better angle here. And then you'll go ahead and cut it until you've gone through. This is an example of 22.5. And you can, even if you wanted to do it on the flat, you could cut a 45 from here. Moving up in material size, you can even use a miter box on a 2x4 on the flat to cut a 45 or a 90. And obviously you can do the 45s this way, and you can't do it up on edge. That's one shortcoming of a miter box, but that it is what it is. And then also, in my case, and that's kind of why I picked this up, I've got just a couple of cuts and some trim to make, and that miter saw in the garage, it kicks up quite a bit of dust. It's not really worth it. I just need to cut a couple of 45s on a piece of trim, and you just put it in and make your cut. Just a wonderful little thing to have. And I'll find one on Amazon that has the miter box and a miter saw with it, and I guarantee it'd probably be under 20 bucks. Great thing for, again, people just sort of getting started and don't have power tools and are having to cut angles, and maybe you're even doing crafts and so on. Wonderful thing to have. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.